Be you a patriot or be you a traitor? You may be a Tea Party in the Tea Party. You may be in the Democratic Party, the Libertarian Party, or the Green Party. You may be a Republican or a Democrat or a third or fourth or fifth party candidate or voter or an independent. Now is the time for all 312 million Americans to unite in this battle plan to stop Donald Trump and the Republican-controlled country on its ears. Those of you who are liking or apparently liking the policies of Donald Trump and the Republicans, you should know he plans on putting $54 billion in defense spending, planning on taking the monies from Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, workman's comp, and things like that. In a nutshell, every American of all political persuasions will suffer if we do nothing. If we do nothing, we shall all suffer. You may lose your Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare, or workman's comp, or anything like that. So you will be affected, Tea Party person, Republican, Libertarian, Democrat, Green, Independent, Constitutionalist. You will be. What must we do? We must legally, ethically, peacefully, and financially demand it stops. And policies for the people and government of, by, and for the people, words of Abraham Lincoln, a Republican president. We must make it a reality for the first time in America. The first real time. You, sir, you, ma'am, regardless of how you vote, must join and be a patriot or prove yourself to be a traitor. You must march during the working hours on Wall Street, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. during the week. We must have at least 1 million to 5 million people do it for 3 days, at least 3 days during 1 week, and at least 3 days every month until they yield and do the will of the American people and fight for every American and make sure that all Americans have access to income, health care, food, shelter, and the like. And we can do this. We are Americans. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Will we do this? Yes, we will. Now, with regards to the protest, you need to protest in the millions every street, every city, during the working business hours. Come out of your schools. Come out of your jobs, if only for once a week or once a month. But do it. For those of you who are too afraid or not able for whatever reason physically, then you must do the $50 per week reduction in your spending, and you lock it away. Every one of the 312 million Americans must take $50 every week out of the economy and lock it away for 365 days and continue doing that every week. We must do this, my fellow Americans, in order to remain a safe and healthy country. We cannot allow Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid to go by the wayside. And the Trump budget calls for dramatic reductions. What will that do to everybody you know, including yourself? Now, you may be extremely poor. So you can have a pass. You can put in $1 to $5 or $10 a week, but it gets locked up and it is taken out of the economy. This will cause major hardship on our economy and every one of us, but it will be very temporarily. Because once they see that we control, we are the real owners of this country and the ones who have the real power, because we are the ones spending the money wherever we may be, whether it's at the movies, at a restaurant, whether we're using it for fuel for our vehicles, whatever, paying bills, getting our new cell phone, whatever it is. Every decision you make with regards to your money, you make somebody rich. Now it's time to hold off and make consumer spending be in the millions and then the billions less every week until they legally, peacefully, ethically, and financially yield. And I promise you, march on Washington again from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time during the weekdays. Make it so that no member of Congress or the man in the White House can even move. Do it legally, peacefully, ethically, and financially, simply by walking, but in the millions and millions. Do it in Los Angeles. Do it in Seattle. Do it in Knoxville, Tennessee. Wherever. Cleveland, Ohio. Pittsburgh, PA. Baltimore, Maryland. Everywhere. And for those of you who can't or are afraid to do it, do the $50. In fact, do it anyway. $50 out of the economy. If money be their God, we shall take away their money. We will do it peacefully, legally, financially, and ethically. But if money be their God, we shall take away their money. You must do this to ensure your life and the lives of every American still exist. Doesn't have to have undue hardships. The bad days will come if this battle plan is not enacted. We shall do it legally, ethically, peacefully, and financially. But if we have 2 million people walking in Washington during the weekdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., no member of Congress can do their job. No man in the White House can do his job, and they cannot harm us. What will be the ultimate reward? Will we suffer for a while, but we will have an abundance once this is over, larger than anything in human history. Each and every one of you, whether you are an uneducated white man, an uneducated Asian man, Hispanic man, black man, Native American man or woman, whether you are straight, whether you're gay, it doesn't matter who you are. All of us will be treated to the ultimate abundance. And the reason is simple. When the corporations of the globe and every wealthy person on earth realizes that we are the ones who make them and keep them wealthy, and that they need us way more than we need them, when they realize that, presidents will listen. Kings and queens and emperors will listen. Every corporation on the planet will listen. Sounds impossible, doesn't it? Do you not remember the history of America? We took on the most powerful military in the history. And the odds were at least probably 70% we were not going to win. Well, guess what? We've been a nation called the United States of America for 240 years. So if you don't believe this is possible, you must truly not be an American or even a naturalized citizen. We can do this, my fellow Americans. Of that, you have my promise. So start taking your money out of the system until they listen to you, the owners of this nation. Make them listen. Make them listen. And if money be their God, If money be their God, we shall take away their money. Now, one last question. Are you a patriot or are you a turncoat traitor? Are you a hero like George Washington or a zero like Benedict Arnold? Are you a patriot or be you a traitor?